What is going on, guys? Steven here, and today I will bring you another China phone review from eFoxShop.com. Today we're having a first look on a really nice Chinese flagship from UMI called the UMI ZERO. It's one of the highest quality China phones this year, and as always you can find the shop link to the seller down below in the description. Also, don't forget to check out ChinaDevices.com where you can find a written review, some other reviews, so please check it out, and the link is also down below in the description. Okay guys, then let's go and let's have a look at the box. Okay ladies and gentlemen, then now let's have a look at the box. This is the box which I have received from eFoxShop.com, and yeah, it's a pretty cool and a pretty big box. So let's have a look at the back side. So here we can see the specs of the smartphone. And first of all, it's really a Chinese flagship, so it comes with Android 4.4.2 KitKat and 5-inch Super Amoled Samsung screen with full HD resolution and 440 pixels per inch, 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of ROM. The CPU is an MTK 6592 Turbo. That means the 2.0 GHz version of the latest octacore processor from MediaTek. The phone supports dual SIM, but you don't have to use it. You can also use one micro SIM and one SD card, so it's in dual slot. The battery has 2780 mAh. It supports quad band on GSM and dual band on WCDMA. Also we got an 8 megapixel front camera and a 13 megapixel back camera with a 1.8 aperture to catch much light. And the whole phone is just 6.4 mm thick. So really nice specs combined in one flagship from UMI. And now let's open up the box and let's have a look at it. And yeah, wow, the first look looks really nice. We have a really cool package. It's just a little bit damaged from the shipping, but yeah, that can happen. Now let's have a look at the set here. And this set is actually a protection cover for the UMI ZERO, and it's some kind of a bumper and protects your back camera. And you may think that's steel or something, but no, that's just plastic, so it's very flexible. We can also take that out of the package. And yeah, you just have to clip that on your smartphone. We can see here a hole for the speaker, the UMI ZERO logo, and at the top we also have the hole for the camera and LED flash. Yeah, the backside here doesn't look that good, but anyway, it's just a protection cover and you get this here for free. Okay, now let's have a look at the other parts. Here you can find a little thing which looks like a pin or a needle. That's actually to open up the SIM card slot, which is in dual slot, so you can choose 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and 1 SD card. Then let's have a look at this here. And yeah, that looks like a screen protector. Oh yeah, so it's a screen protector and a microfiber cloth. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Then let's have a look at the other parts. That here looks like a user manual, and the user manual is usually pretty useless. It comes in English, not in Chinese. Tells you basically how to put in the SIM card, how to use the buttons, how to turn it on. So pretty simple things. Now here you can see the smartphone, and here it is, the UMI ZERO. And the first look, it looks really good. It also feels really good. It's small, but it feels kinda heavy. And yeah, it feels really nice. So the back side is glass, the front side is glass. Here you can also see the dual SIM slot. Yeah, 3.5mm headphone jack. So all in all, the first look and the first feeling feels really good. Maybe let's put the smartphone beside and let's check out the other accessories, and later we will have a closer look at the UMI ZERO. Now let's take out those 2 boxes here. And in the left box there should be the charger, and in the right box there should be the micro USB cable. So let's pack them out, and there we go. And I have already seen that the micro USB cable looks very special, so let's have a look at that. And it's basically a normal micro USB cable, but they also have used aluminum shells here around the connector, so you can see that looks really nice. But unfortunately there is no headset included, so you get a really nice looking micro USB cable, but for $300 there is no headset included. And that's a little bit bad, because I think for the price there should be a headset included. Now let's have a look at the charger, and it's in the other box here. And it looks pretty solid, so let's get it out of the protection bag here. And oh my god, I fail on camera. But yeah, here we go. Let's open it up. And here it is. So the charger also comes with a UMI logo. Looks pretty good. The USB port also looks good. and this phone has fast charge, so you can charge it pretty fast. So UMI states you can charge it from 0 to 100% in less than 1 hour, and the charger outputs about 10 watts. Now, I've heard that it doesn't support OTG because of fast charge, but I will later test it in the full review. Now that's it, that's everything you can find in the box, and now let's have a look at the UMI ZERO. Okay guys, we're now outside, and now you can have a look at the front side of the UMI ZERO in natural lighting. And you will see that the screen looks really black when it's turned off and you look directly on it, and it has a blue tint just like the Super Amoled screen of my Samsung Galaxy S5. So the screen is really awesome, as you will also see later. Now the phone is very thin, just 6.4mm, with some really nice hardware in that. Now the body is called a Superboy. That means we have an aluminium frame and we have Gorilla Glass free on the back side and on the front side. And it looks really awesome, but you see in the light you can see all the fingerprints. I tried to wipe it several times with the microfiber cloth, but it's really hard to get the fingerprints off. Actually, it would be good to get a protection cover for the UMI ZERO, but the Gorilla Glass free on the front and back side looks amazing. That is how quality should feel. And also the buttons are made out of metal, but what I don't like is that the buttons are a little bit loose in the body. So you can feel that they wiggle around in the body, and that doesn't feel good. You can also hear it when you shake the smartphone. So that's really something which is not good. Now here you can see the front camera, really big lens. We have here the speaker, and also you can barely see here the proximity and light sensor. All in all, the smartphone looks and feels very good. And now let's have a closer look at the back side, the front side, and all the details of the UMI ZERO. Now here's a closer look at the back side of the UMI ZERO, and as I've said before, it's Gorilla Glass free, looks and feels really amazing, and in the full review I will try to do a scratch test on that. Now here at the top you got a dual LED flash, 2 very small LEDs which are really bright. You will in the full review also see some photos in bad lighting. The back camera has a really big lens, and there's also a back microphone. Now here at the bottom we have the UMI ZERO logo, the bottom speaker, and also the 3.5mm headphone jack is located at the bottom of the smartphone. Now here on the right side of the smartphone you can also see the SIM card tray, and as I've told you before, it's a dual SIM slot, but if you just want to use one SIM card you can use one SIM card and one microSD card. But if you're going to use 2 SIM cards you cannot use a microSD. All in all, really nice looking finish, and now let's have a look at the front side. Now here comes the front side of the UMI ZERO, and you should be able to see the capacitive buttons here at the bottom of the smartphone. And we don't have a mechanical home button, so just capacitive buttons, capacitive menu button, home button, and also the back button. Just the LED backlight of the buttons doesn't look that good, as you will see later. But all in all, the design of the front side looks really amazing. A very small frame, so the display is really big, and the rest of the phone is not that big. It's very thin, and the whole body feels and looks pretty good. The only thing which doesn't feel that good is the buttons. You may see it here a little bit better. They are a little bit loose. I mean, you just hear it and feel it. You actually don't see it. So there's a small gap somewhere in there, and that makes the buttons a little bit loose. And on such an expensive smartphone, that shouldn't happen. But I know I have got an early sample of the UMI ZERO, and maybe the buttons will still get fixed, so if something changes I will tell you that on chinadevices.com. Now also here on the front side at the top you can see the front camera. It looks pretty good, it's really big. We have here the speaker, and also there's a light and proximity sensor. So you can use air gestures on that smartphone, and in the review you will see how that works. Okay, then let's have a look at the other sides of the UMI ZERO. Now here you can see the top side of the UMI ZERO, and it contains the micro USB port, and it's also isolated with rubber around it, because when you connect the USB cable that you do not short anything if you touch the metal frame. Now right from the USB port you see such a stripe, and you can find 4 of them all over the frame. And I think those are the antennas, because we have a metal unibody and we need something to get an antenna signal through that metal body. And you can find 4 of those stripes all around the whole phone. Okay, so basically that's it, and now let's have a look at the bottom side. Now that's the bottom side of the UMI ZERO. Here on the right side you can see a little hole, and that's the bottom microphone, so when you call somebody. You can also see here the 3.5mm headphone jack, also once again isolated with rubber. And another stripe which is an antenna, for instance GPS, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I still don't know which antenna is which of the stripes. But anyway, yeah, that's the bottom side. Once again, you can see that really nice looking aluminum frame. And now let's have a look at the back side with the cover. Here you can see the UMI ZERO with the set cover. And it looks pretty cool, but actually it doesn't offer much protection. You can see it just protects a little bit the backside, also the camera lens, but the camera lens is really hard, so I'm pretty sure you don't scratch it that easily. And it looks really cool, but yeah, it doesn't feel that good in the hand, so I'm pretty sure that I won't use it. Now it also protects a little bit the front side, because here you can see we have a bumper on each edge, and it also protects the display a little bit, but I would still suggest to get a silicone cover or any cover from eFogShop.com, which you can also order with the UMI ZERO. Okay guys, so that's it, and now let's have a look at the display quality of the UMI ZERO. So let's go guys. Now one guy over at my forum, which is ChinaDevices.com, was really unsure if it's really a Super AMOLED screen. And I have to say it's definitely one. It's really sharp and the colors look just like on my Galaxy S5. We have some really bright and colorful colors. It looks really good, 440 pixels per inch, it's sharp as hell, and the display even looks better than on my OnePlus One. Just, there is something which I don't really like, because if you have a look at the capacitive buttons, then you can see that the LED backlight of the capacitive buttons is terrible. You can barely see the button here on the left side, and that shouldn't happen on such an expensive flagship. Now, except of the bad backlight of the capacitive buttons and the slightly loose power and volume buttons, the build quality is really awesome. So definitely nice build quality for the price, and also the specs are really nice. Okay guys, now that was my unboxing and first look on the UMI ZERO. I will do the review as soon as possible, and I want to compare it with my OnePlus One. Because the performance of the UMI ZERO is really good, so it's really fast, but the performance will not be as good like on the OnePlus One, because yeah, it's running a MediaTek chipset. But anyway, you can see the quality, the screen looks totally awesome on the UMI ZERO. But the price is a little bit high, and you have to think, for the price you almost can get a OnePlus One. And that's why I want to do a quick comparison. You can also see I've now inserted the pin to get out the SIM card tray into the 3.5mm jack, so now it even looks a little bit cooler than before. Now honestly, if I could get the performance of the OnePlus One for instance in the design of the UMI ZERO, it would be for me the best smartphone this year. Because the screen looks really awesome, 440 pixels per inch, it's sharp as hell. Some people don't like Super AMOLED screens, but I have to say it looks better than on my OnePlus One, and also the build quality feels a lot better. Yeah, basically that's it. As I've told you, the review will be online as soon as possible. Don't forget to check out eFogShop.com and ChinaDevices.com. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you again in my next videos. Bye bye.